On April 6, 2010, after Barcelona's victory over Arsenal in the Champions League, Pep Guardiola introduced Roberto Baggio to a young Lionel Messi with these words. "I had the fortune to play with him at Brescia. He has had about 7 knee surgeries, and despite this, I can say he is the best player I have ever played with." Roberto Baggio was one of the greatest players in the history of football. Today we revisit his career. Winner of the Ballon d'Or in 1993, Roberto Baggio left an indelible mark on Italian football. He shone in the jerseys of Milan, Juventus, and Inter, earning the respect and affection of all fans thanks not only to his achievements on the field but also to his amiable and respectful personality off it. Roberto Baggio's career is one of the most captivating stories in the world of football, not only for his extraordinary talent but especially for his incredible resilience. Every great athlete faces challenges and difficult moments, but few have undergone rehabilitation and returned to the field as Baggio did. 2 serious knee injuries could have ended anyone's career, but not his. Thanks to an unyielding willpower and the tireless work of physical therapists and rehabilitation professionals, Baggio overcame every obstacle and rose again, giving fans unforgettable moments. In this video, we will explore how resilience and rehabilitation are not just words but true pillars that supported the journey of a legendary champion. The Divine Ponytail, as Roberto Baggio is nicknamed, was born on February 18, 1967 in Caldogno, a small town in the province of Vicenza. From a young age, his passion was football. Roberto grew up in a large family, the 7th of 8 children, where the football ball was his inseparable companion. He took his first steps in the world of football with the team from his town, Caldogno, where his innate talent quickly became apparent. His exceptional ball-handling skills and on-field performances caught the attention of Vicenza's scouts. At just 15 years old, Baggio joined Vicenza's youth team, a club then playing in Serie C1, the 3rd tier of Italian football, which bought him for 500,000 lire. In Vicenza's youth teams, Baggio scored a total of 110 goals in 120 appearances. Thanks to his performances, he was invited to train with the first team despite his young age. He made his professional debut on June 5, 1983, in a match against Piacenza. Baggio was only 16 years old, but his class and talent were already evident. In the following 2 years, he continued to impress, scoring spectacular goals and demonstrating an extraordinary vision of the game. His dribbling ability and precision in set pieces made the young Roberto one of the most promising talents in Italian football. But just as his career seemed to be taking off, Baggio suffered a severe injury. It was May 3, 1985, during a match against Rimini, when he tore his anterior cruciate ligament and meniscus in his right knee. The injury was so serious that doctors feared Roberto might never play football again. The news was devastating for the young talent and for all those who had seen a future champion in him. A heavy trauma that, in those times, almost always meant hanging up one's boots. Baggio was operated on in France by Professor Bousquet, a sports luminary. And this is where the other parallel life of the champion Roberto Baggio begins. For nearly 20 years, he would be forced to deal with pain and the fear of not making it. Thus began a long and painful period of rehabilitation. Roberto, however, did not give up. His determination was unshakable, and day after day, amidst suffering and sacrifice, he worked hard to return to the field. The severe injury occurred 2 days before signing a contract with Fiorentina, which had acquired him for 2.7 billion lire. Despite the possibility of canceling the contract, the Viola president decided to keep the player. 1986 marked his return to playing football with Fiorentina. For Fiorentina fans, Baggio immediately became an idol. With Fiorentina's jersey, Roberto began to enchant the audience with magical plays, mesmerizing dribbles, and highlight reel goals. His talent seemed limitless, and despite injuries, his fighting spirit and extraordinary skill enabled him to overcome every obstacle. Baggio made his Serie A debut on September 21, 1986, but a week later his knee cracked again. He returned to the field at the end of the season, nearly 2 years after his first injury. In the 1985-1986 season, he only made 5 appearances in the Coppa Italia. He debuted in Serie A with Fiorentina on September 21, 1986 against Sampdoria. On September 28, his operated right knee suffered a new injury. He was operated on again in France, again by Busquets. He returned to the field only at the end of the season, almost 2 years after the first injury. On May 10, 1987, he scored his first goal in Serie A against Napoli on a free kick. It was the goal that secured Fiorentina's automatic safety. In the following 3 seasons, Baggio finally left his injuries behind, becoming one of the strongest players in the Italian championship. During his time in Florence, Baggio continued to struggle with various injuries, but his determination never wavered. In 1990, after 4 years of success and admiration in Florence, Baggio was acquired by Juventus for a record sum. Florence erupted in protest when in May 1990 it was announced that Baggio was moving to Juventus for 25 billion lire plus Busso, valued at 2 billion. Fans took to the streets, causing incidents, clashes, and arrests. The first season in black and white for the divine ponytail was forgettable, as Manfredi's Juventus was disappointing. Before continuing, if you're enjoying this video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you can see more content like this. Let me know in the comments which athlete you want me to feature in the next video. Roberto, with his great talent, managed to win over the hearts of Juventus fans with his exceptional performances. With Juventus, Baggio won his first Scudetto in 1995 and the UEFA Cup in 1993. During this period, he began to take an interest in Buddhism, finding in Buddhist practice a source of inner strength and serenity. His conversion to Nichiren Buddhism helped him maintain calm and focus, both on and off the field, becoming a central aspect of his life and career. In 1993, his extraordinary year culminated with the Ballon d'Or, awarded to the best player in the world, and the FIFA World Player, making him one of the most celebrated footballers of his generation. One of the most memorable and painful moments of Baggio's career came in 1994 during the World Cup in the United States. Italy, after an erratic tournament run, managed to reach the final against Brazil. The match, played at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena on July 17, 1994, was highly contested and ended 0-0 after extra time, bringing the final to penalty kicks. Baggio, who had been the team's driving force with exceptional performances and decisive goals against Nigeria and Spain, was chosen to take the last penalty for Italy. With hands on his hips, head bowed, and a dejected look is one of the most iconic in football history. This moment deeply affected Baggio, who, despite the great tournament he played, is also remembered for that missed penalty. Meanwhile, things changed at Juventus. Marcello Lippi arrived and the competition in attack became increasingly tough. Moreover, injuries once again began to affect his seasons, and the relationship with the coach, management, and fans reached an all-time low. Despite the successes with Juventus, his relationship with coach Marcello Lippi deteriorated, leading to Baggio's transfer to Milan in 1995. The arrival at Milan, the second Scudetto. After 200 appearances and 115 goals in the summer of '95, Berlusconi paid 18 billion lire to secure the divine ponytail. Although Fabio Capello did not consider him an irreplaceable starter, Baggio's goals at the end of the season helped Milan win the Scudetto. This success made Baggio the 5th player in history to win 2 consecutive Italian championships with 2 different teams. With Milan, Baggio won another Scudetto, but injuries continued to torment him, limiting his appearances on the field. However, he contributed to the championship victory with his class and vision of the game. With the arrival of Oscar Tabarez on the bench, things seemed to improve for the divine ponytail, but not for Milan. Results were hard to come by, and the Uruguayan coach resigned. Arrigo Sacchi returned to lead Milan, reigniting old disagreements with Baggio dating back to the 1994 World Cup. The relationship between the coach and the player further deteriorated in February 1997 when Baggio, disappointed at being left out of the starting lineup, publicly criticized the coach. During a match against Juventus, Baggio refused to warm up despite the coach's invitation. These events marked an irreparable rift in their relationship. After 2 seasons at Milan, Baggio moved to Bologna in 1997, where he experienced a football renaissance. He scored 22 goals in a season, earning a spot on the Italian national team for the 1998 World Cup. Once again, Baggio proved his worth, scoring 2 goals in the tournament, including a crucial penalty against Chile. After the World Cup, Roberto Baggio joined Inter Milan in 1998, fulfilling a childhood dream. With Inter, he experienced moments of brilliance but was again hindered by injuries and had a complicated relationship with coach Marcello Lippi. Despite these challenges, Baggio's talent and commitment were undeniable, and he continued to capture the hearts of fans. Baggio's career continued with Brescia, where he spent his final seasons from 2000 to 2004. At Brescia, he found stability and freedom, becoming the team's leader and mentor to young players. His performances were outstanding, and he achieved a remarkable milestone by scoring his 200th Serie A goal. Throughout his career, Roberto Baggio faced numerous challenges and overcame significant injuries, always displaying extraordinary resilience and determination. He retired from professional football in 2004, leaving a legacy of unforgettable moments and an enduring impact on the sport. Roberto Baggio remains an icon of Italian and world football, remembered for his skill, grace, and sportsmanship both on and off the field. Thank you for joining me in reliving the incredible career of Roberto Baggio. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments which athlete story you want to see next. See you in the next video.